Yeah, because I'm like, what's
Hey,
going
hey,
on? We just been
I don't
yapping.
know. Yeah, we're back on now. Hey, I don't know what happened, man, but we got kicked off the live for some reason.
Oh, you put us back on? All right, Con. That
Yeah,
was what's going
that's
on. That's
weird.
crazy. We over here just yapping like a.
Oh my goodness, man!
I don't even
You
know
know
where we
what?
went off.
It's funny because I heard a click and I noticed that when we were on before, we didn't see the count. It tells
Con.
us when people are on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, did y'all? Oh man, I'm hoping we were on the whole time. Well, they
No,
were
I don't think
responding
we're
to us.
on, man. I don't think we've been on for a good minute.
Oh
Oh
man,
man. Hey, Israel, man, put a one in the comment board if y'all can hear us finally. If y'all can hear us. All right. If we're on.
man, we got to figure out where we left off at then. Yeah, I knew I heard a click.
Man, we just came on from the beginning, from like when we were supposed to be on the showtime.
No. We were on already because they were making comments.
Nah, I think they were just making comments from what the picture was looking like. You talking about like this is the very first time that y'all are hearing us, right? Dang, man. Yeah, man. I told you, hey, man, we've been teaching all that time, but to nobody.
No way.
Yeah. We just came on. Dang.
Oh man.
Oh,
sorry about
Israel,
that.
that's wild. That's wild. Salaki is. We don't know what's going on, man. We hit the live, but you know.
Hold on, let me see something right quick because
Hey, so y'all didn't hear Jubilees or nothing, huh? We didn't go over Jubilees yet or nothing, did we? Oh, this is wild.
Oh man, they said they were waiting for us almost an hour. I thought they were responding to us.
All right. Well, we got to go back to the beginning. All right.
Yep.
Shabbat shalom, Israel. Shabbat shalom. Lord have mercy. Man, Hasatan is trying to get us today. But don't worry, man. We will prosper with the strength and the power of Mashiach and the Almighty Yahweh. Man. Okay. All right. Let's do this.
All right. Well, we won't read our intro verse because we already read that already.
Well, they didn't get it out. We got it ready for them. They didn't read nothing. Okay. They haven't seen nothing.
So let's go over it then. Go ahead and bring it up.
All right, Israel. Here we go. We're gonna start all over again. All right, as we do. Got this. Hey, put a one if y'all can hear us closely because I'm having a little thing on my side that says the Wi-Fi's. Well, the signal's a little off. If y'all boys can hear us, give it a one in the comment board.
You know what's weird, man? Because we asked them if they can hear us, and then I saw some ones in the beginning, man. We first went on.
That's what I thought too, man. All right, back. Khan. All right, all praises to the Most High. We in there like swimwear. All right.
Are you sure this is the first time they were hearing us? So they said it's been almost an hour.
Yeah. Hey, so y'all didn't see no video that we pulled up about something about spiritual word and the divorces being twice the amount of us marriages and nothing like that, right? Put a no if y'all or yes if y'all heard that. No or yes. That is amazing. Satan working hard out trying to get us.
No videos were just coming in. Okay, so they was just waiting on.
Well, we appreciate y'all waiting.
Okay. Oh man, that's all right. It's all good.
Yeah,
go ahead and bring up Jubilees.
All right. Yeah, we appreciate y'all waiting, Israel, man. All praises to the Most High. Welcome. All right. Good God Almighty. All right. The Book of Jubilees, right? As we always do. Chapter 1. And do thou write for thyself all these words which I declare unto thee this day. For I know their rebellion and their stiff neck. Before I bring them into the land of which I swear unto their fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, unto your seed will I give a land flowing with milk and honey. Now we're going to have to go through the wilderness again, right? So I want y'all to get ready. We got to go through the wilderness again because we got to learn the laws, statutes, and commandments correctly with the rest of our people. And they're cast out. Verse 8. And they will eat and be satisfied, and they will turn to strange gods and to gods which cannot deliver them from out of their tribulation. Salakia. And this witness shall be heard for a witness against them, for they will forget all my commandments, right? You see what we done. We have forgotten all the commandments. We go to church on Sunday, right? We celebrate all these heathen holidays all kinds of madness. For they will forget all my commandments, even all that I commanded them, that they will walk after the Gentiles, like I was saying, and after their uncleanness and after their shame, and will serve other gods. And these were proven to them an offense and a tribulation and an affliction and a snare. And many will perish, and they will have been taken captive and will fall into the hands of the enemy, because they have forsaken my ordinances and my commandments and the festivals of my covenant, my Sabbaths, my holy place, which I have hallowed for myself in their midst, and my tabernacle and my sanctuary, which I've hallowed for myself in the midst of the land, that I should set my name upon it, that it should dwell there. And they will make to themselves high places and groves and graven images, and they will worship each his own graven image as to go astray. And they will sacrifice their children to demons and to all the works of the error of their hearts. All right, Doc.
All right, let's bring it out. And it goes on to say, and I will send witnesses unto them, that I may witness against them, but they will not hear, and will slay the witnesses also, and they will persecute those who seek the law, and they will abrogate and change everything so as to work evil before my eyes. And I will hide my face from them, and I will deliver them into the hand of the Gentiles, for captivity and for prey and for devouring. And I will remove them from the midst of the land, and I will scatter them amongst the Gentiles. And they will forget all my law and all my commandments and all my judgments, and will go astray as to new moons and the Shabbats and festivals and jubilees and ordinances. And after this, they will turn to me from amongst the Gentiles with all their heart and with all their soul and with all their strength, and I will gather them from amongst all the Gentiles, and they will seek me, so that I shall be found of them, when they seek me with all their heart and with all their soul. And I will disclose to them abounding peace with righteousness, and I will remove them the plant of uprightness with all my heart and with all my soul, and they shall be for a blessing and not for a curse. And they shall be the head and not the tail. So why do we read this every Shabbat? Because, you know, our people, we do the same thing over and over and over. And, you know, insanity is that doing the same thing and not being, you know, and expecting different results.
There it is.
All right. Expecting different results. And so, you know, we have to remind ourselves, like, the only way that we're going to get back to sanity is to keep the commandments. Because what's the first thing happens when our people get shot down by the police, shot down by their own people, shot down by the other heathens? They pick up little signs and they go march their happy butts around a block somewhere. And then the same thing happens over and over and over again. But they do everything except for the one thing: turn back to the Most High of the Almighty. Okay? So the lesson is forsaken vows of the modern day Israelites. All right. I wanted to bring out something, because when we look at our people and we're talking about marriage vows, the forsaken vows of the modern day Israelites, it's something that's not taken serious at all. So we kind of want to just bring some really heavy points out so you can really see the big picture. So what I'm going to read to you, what a marriage vow looks like, all right, from a spiritual standpoint. All right, now these are the vows that most people take, all right, especially Christians and people of other faith groups. It says, I take you in to be my wife or husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish till death us do part. According to God's holy law, in the presence of God, I make this vow. Now, why are we bringing this out? Now, when a person gets married, an Israelite man, Israelite woman, there's a commitment here. Because for one, they swore an oath before the Most High. For worse, you know, hey, you might be married and you might be very prosperous. All right. For worse, things may take a turn, but just because, you see the first sign of red flashing light, you don't bow out. You don't just jump out the car. For richer, hey, you may increase in finances, or for poor, and this is the main reason why people get divorces, because of financial issues, in sickness and in health. All right, so that means that if you committed to a marriage and your spouse or vice versa is paralyzed or come down with cancer or what have you, any kind of sickness, you can't just bail out on them. And I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of that happen. I've seen people bail out because, either the spouse, husband, or the wife got really sick, and they forsaken the vows to love and to cherish to death us do us part. And so the point and the reason why I'm bringing this out is to show you that whenever you make a sworn statement before the Almighty, you have to abide by it. All right. You cannot say something before the Almighty and then you go back on your word. But ain't that what we're doing now when we go against the Most High's commandments, laws, and statutes? Because our forefathers made a covenant with the Most High. And that covenant passes down through our forefathers' seed unto us. So we are still under that bond of the covenant. Did y'all know that? But what do? We out here acting like a fool. All right. Let me show y'all something right quick. Let's just go over a couple of, I'm not going to read all of them, but I want to bring out a good portion of them. All right.
A couple of
examples. Just to show you. Yeah. A couple of examples. Just to
oaths.
Show you that how when you swear an oath. All right. So first of all, let's look at the word swear. All right. So you know for sure what that's talking about. All right. It's just a sworn, to swear, take an oath, to swear. All right. Or it can be to curse, to cause, to take an oath. All right. So that's serious. And throughout the scriptures, the Most High has shown his people through the oath that he's never broken his oath. All right. Because we are still the children of the Most High. Just imagine if we did, if the Most High did what we constantly do to him. Think about it, y'all. And we would be in trouble. All right. So I'm going to read this from Genesis. Can you see it on the board up?
God.
And keep an eye on that live, man. Make sure that thing don't get cut off.
Yeah, man. That was wild, man. Was teaching to the birds.
That's okay. Good practice. It says, now therefore swear unto me here by God that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me, and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned. All right. And so read that, he's swearing unto me. So swearing is just taking an oath. All right. Let's go to Numbers 30. So this is the big one right here. It says, if a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeded out of his mouth. Let me read that again, just in case y'all didn't get that. If a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeded out of his mouth. All right. Now let's bring back this.
You can bring out that whole thing real quick, man. I wanted to.
What's that?
I'm gonna bring out all the not all of it, but a couple of them in Numbers 30.
Okay, no, that's fine. Let me just go over this right quick. I'm just bringing this out. Remember this very mouth. I take you in to be my husband, or to have and to hold this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and health, to love and to cherish till death us do part, according to God's holy law. This is serious, y'all. And so a marriage is no exception to the rules. You swore an oath. And we're going to show you also later on that the main people that are filing for the highest divorce rates are women, are so-called Israelite women. It's sad. Go ahead, I'll bring it out, man. Whatever you're going to bring out.
All right, Con. Let me bring this up real quick. Matter of fact, well, no, here we go. All right, so dealing with what Brother Daniel is saying, right? You know, this is something that's also important. This is also another reason why we need fathers in the home, right? We need fathers in the home. All right. Adding on to what Brother Daniel was saying earlier about the divorce rate and for us to having vows, and he was saying about the financial situation is why a lot of us get divorced, right? But more than that, the reason why we get divorced is let's just admit it. I've heard on a number of times, more than a number of times, right, that basically they just get tired of listening to the man. That's what it is. They don't want to listen to the man no more. They want to do what they want to do, right? And that's really the main reason why we get divorced, because there's no fault divorce. You can just go out and do what you want to do, even though you've made that oath before the Lord and forswore yourself before the Lord. But what makes it important to have a father in the home, right, is that that even if you make a oath in front of the Lord that is folly, right, and your father's wisdom can overpower that, and that can free you from that oath, right? So just like Brother Daniel read, it says, if a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeded out of his mouth, right? So, hey, that's brother. Any of you brothers out there, right? When you get your wife and you telling her that you're gonna do all of this and hey, brother, you got to do all of this and all of that. You just can't do it for a few years and then fall off. No, that ain't how it's going, right? If you swear you're gonna do something, you got to go in. You got to do it, right? You can't just be, trying to sell the woman, you can't sell her dreams. You can't sell her dreams, brother. Right? It's no dream selling out here. If you're saying something that you got to do, you got to do that for the sister, because you already swore the oath and said that you'll do it. Right? However, for a woman, it's the same thing now. If a woman also vow a vow unto the Lord, right, binding herself by a bond, being in her father's house, this is why it's important for y'all to have a father. Y'all stop kicking the man out the home, right? And her father hear her vow and her bond wherein she hath bound her soul, and her father shall hold her peace, meaning that, the father agrees with what she says, right? Then all of her vows shall stand, and every bond wherein she hath bonded her soul shall stand, right? So let's say, for example, if you want to, if you might want to marry somebody, or this, that, the case, and the father's okay with you going to that dude, and you saying that you're going to be a loyal, dutiful wife till death do your part. Now, if you don't complete that, right, the Most High is going to be like, hold up now, didn't you tell me you was going to do this? But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth, not any of her vows, nor of her bonds wherewith she have bound her soul shall stand, and the Lord shall forgive her, because her father disallowed it. Now understand here, this is the same thing in the Old Testament as in the New Testament. It's not her that's asking for forgiveness. It's the fact that her father has intervened is the thing that's getting her forgiveness. This is why still in today's time, you need a father in the home, because he is the one that's there to forgive the sins of the daughters. All right.
I want to show you something right
there. It is right there. Yep, Con. That's why I wanted to see it there. So I don't have to bring out the
something right quick. Yeah. So here's the thing, Yasharel. Now there's plenty of stats out there that shows this, and I'm going to show you something right here. It says Black women are the only group that had a higher divorce rate than marriage rate, with nearly 31 divorce per 1,000 married women age 15 and older, and only 17.3% marriages per 1,000 unmarried women. Now, why is it focusing on Black women per se? Because the stats out there, show it. The stats show that it is the Black women that are filing for the divorces. All right, and this is something that you have to really realize. And why are they filing? Why are they filing for the majority of the divorces?
I can show you why.
It boils down because we've gotten to a point where our sisters don't want to listen to the men. They don't value the man's judgment anymore. Why? Because they have totally been weaponized. Let me say it again. They have been weaponized. Now, you may say, well, that's not fair. How can you say that? You know, the war is not against the sisters. You know why the war is not against the sisters? Because the heathens are using the sisters against the men. The war is against the men. We're the deadbeat dads. We're the ones that are always in prison. We're the ones that are really getting shot down in the streets. We're the ones who are getting killed by other nations. All right. We're the ones. They're giving our sisters, they're incentivizing our sisters through the court system, through the job market system, through all these different avenues in order to evaluate the Israelite men. There's a purpose behind that, because it is proven that no other race of men on earth can truly raise their kids like a black man. It's something about an Israelite man that can raise a kid and produce prophets and superheroes, and no other race of people can't do that but us. God. And the heathen elites, they know that. So why not devise a plan to come out and to let's find a way to destroy these brothers, and let's find a way to uplift these black women, weaponize them so that they don't no longer need the man no more. They can go independent and raise their kids, because 75% of households are run by black women. Now just imagine what that's going to look like 20 years from now. It's going to be down nearly 100% in 20 years. And that's scary, because right now we're already over the 50% mark, way over the 50% mark. Another 20 years, bruh, that's going to be devastating. That is going to be devastating. I don't even want to picture that, man, what that's going to look like. But things have to get like that in order for our people to really get it and see it. Go ahead and bring that out.
Oh, hold on. Let me put that back on the screen. God. All right. So I wanted to read something here, right? This is also some other data that I had compiled earlier, right? And Brother Dan had brought out that a few minutes ago. It says black adults have the highest divorce rate and the lowest marriage rate, right? It says, however, according to the research, they also marry at later ages, 32 for men and 31 for women, right? 32 for men, that's not bad, right? But 31 for women is horrible, right? I'm going to show you the direct correlation. I'm gonna show you the direct correlation to that. Let me get that off the screen for a second, right? Is it good for you to marry a woman that's 31 and expecting the marriage is going to last? Absolutely not. It's because more than likely, right, especially as today's time where we have this hookup culture and all kind of other wickedness, right? You're not going to be able to find a woman that's going to have her pair bonding receptors all the way together. So it's going to be the relationship is not going to last. You marrying that woman at that age is just like y'all being boyfriend and girlfriend, according to the world, right? Which is completely wicked. So, right, oxytocin is a drug that is released, right, during pair bonding, right? So it says oxytocin is a hypothalamic peptide that has been linked to pair bonding in many species, including humans, and may affect promiscuity. Studies have shown that OT and Vesperian are necessary and sufficient to regulate social behavior, including pair bonding. For example, however, the distribution, right, of OT and AVP receptors varies across species, which contribute to different social behaviors and natures. Hold on, Salakia, that is not the exactly one I wanted to bring up. All right, oxytocin plays an important role in development of the capacity to form social bonds, right? So the meditation of positive aspects of early life nurturing and adult bonding capacity and maintenance of the social bonding. That's not exactly one I wanted to pull out with, right? But let me see. Give me a second, because I know I pulled this. Article up before. All right, species that involve diverse behavioral promiscuity, mating, monogamous behaviors. All right. All right. Here we go. All right. So, let me see. Okay. So basically, the more sexual partners that you have, even though this also happens in men as well, right? The more sexual partners you have, the more inability that you have to pair bond with that person. That's just this is why promiscuity was looked down upon in the scriptures, right? And the priest, right? They were required to marry virgins, right? The priests were required to marry virgins in the scriptures. And promiscuity was a bad thing in the scriptures. Why? Is because it promotes the inability to be able to pair bond with that person. Right? It says the relationships we form with family, friends, and romantic partners are integral to the organization and function of human society. Through complex, these bonds compromise component process that can be investigated across one species. One excellent opportunity for investigating the neurobiological basis of social attachments is independent evolution of pair bonding behavior across taxa. While sexual promiscuity is the dominant mating strategy in animals, exhibited by 95 to 97% of mammals, social monogamous mating strategies have evolved in diverse lineages, including invertebrates, fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. These systems are characterized by enduring and often lifespan selective social attachments between mating partners, although not always sexual exclusivity. The underlying neurobiological pair bonds of this is subject to this review. All right, so let's just look over this. Right, it says the most powerful opportunities for investigating the biology of behavior are rooted in first, phylogenetically distant species exhibiting convergent behavior. Secondly, I don't know, this might be too complex. I'm not saying that anybody is. This might just be. Let me see. I want something like real simple that that y'all can just get to the point and understand that what I'm saying is the more sexual partners you have, right, the harder it is for you to stay married. And if black couples and they get married around, if the women are getting married at 31 versus 18 through 24 or whatever it may be, right, we're going to have more sexual partners, and it's going to be harder for you to pair bond. Therefore, you're going to have the results of the divorce being higher than it would normally if you were to get married by younger, which is why the scriptures say that you should get married when you're younger.
Yeah, and like these days, women are not even, people are not even deciding to get married anymore. They're not even bothering to get married anymore. So let me show you. This brings up the next point. While it's on my mind, so I wanted to bring out this example right here and show y'all. All right, the only thing that's going on the decline right now is the nuclear family, which is the Israelite man, Israelite woman, children. This is on the decline. Now, what is on the decline, you have the rise of your so-called black businesswomen. No kids, just don't want a man, ain't thinking about a man. I'm a boss woman. I got my own. Don't need nobody to tell me what to do. That's on the rise. You got a lot of more single brothers out there. That's on the rise. That's definitely on the rise. And the main thing is on the rise is that you got sisters out there that's constantly getting with the Poogies and the Ray Rays. They're having babies left and right. And they are still looking for dating opportunities. Matter of fact, they're not even bothering to get married anymore. Like, marriage is pretty much going out the door. And that's an understatement, because there was a time where back in the 50s, we had a 97%, and prior to that, we had like a 98% marriage rate. Now, according to the stats, it's down to like a little bit below 16%. And just imagine what that's going to look like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, because you know why? The mindset of our people is, why bother to get married when I can just go out there and get it for free? Why get married when the government is going to pay me money for each child that I have? And when you become dependent on the system like that, everything else goes out the door. And that's why I said what I said earlier. In the next 20 years, this right here, this rise of the single woman household, it's going to go up like crazy. And the nuclear family is going to become extinct. Like, I rarely ever see like a true Israelite man and a woman with children and their families out together. I rarely see that. But really? You know what I do see? I see a lot of heathens out there with their kids and their wives and their children. But this nuclear family, man, it's on a decline. It's out there, but man, it's becoming extinct, like literally extinct. And now some of you women might say, well, it takes a man Men need to start being men. Well, see, here's the trick of the government. Their goal is to get these sisters, weaponize these sisters, and get these sisters to have as many babies as they can without the father in the home, so that, guess what? When these children grow up, they're not going to know how to be men. They're not going to know how to act like men. They're not going to know how to resolve their problems. They're not going to know how to talk to other men like men. This is why you see what you see in the hoods now. Man, these dudes that are like supposed to be grown, man, they still babes, man. They don't know how to talk to one another. The first thing they're gonna do is pick up a gun and go blow their brother's brains out because of something they said or something they did. They don't want to talk. They just want to kill one another. I mean, the hatred amongst our people is so intense right now. And so this is the problem. So when these generation of kids grow up, y'all, and this is why you gotta look to the future. Because technically they are supposed to be our future. These are the future generation of Israel. Sad to say, but they're not going to be men. They're going to all be effeminized. So how can you be a man? How can they? They're going to be looking for mothers to take care of them, not a wife. And this is why, especially men of the day of the younger generation, they're feminized. They're being punked out. They're incapable of being a man because they were raised by women. And this is the issue that we're facing right now in our community. Go out to these hoods, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This stuff is real.
You ask yourself a question too. Is like, if the government is, if you're spending all day at work trying to make, trying to make that bag or whatever they say nowadays, right? To provide for your family, who's really raising your children? Right? It's the government. They're spending more time with your children than you are. And see, that's the problem. Right? If the government are spending more time with the children than our own people, right? What can we what can we do as a people? That's a problem that we have to fix. And the only reason why that's happening is because they have sold you the dream. They have sold our people the dream, right? It's going to seem like it's racist or that you're getting treated unfair because the majority always wins. You're not the majority. No matter, this is why they have one handicapped stall in a bathroom. Not all the bathrooms are handicapped. This is why everything is a certain height, because everybody, the average of everyone that's living, they're 5 whatever, 5'9" or whatever the case may be in America, right? And so we're going to have an average of everything is going to be built around that way, right? The only way for us to consolidate power, the only way for us to get any kind of power is to consolidate through keeping the commandments. They want us spread out, right? They want us, they want our women out there working for the heathen so they can be around the white man. And damn, the white man's getting more respect than you are at home. The white man say, I need you to work overtime. And guess what, man? Your woman's out there doing it. Right, but if you go home and you tell her that you want her to vacuum the floor or do the dishes or whatnot, man, it's a problem now. All of a sudden, you became a slave. But you go to the job and you a slave for the white man for 8 hours, sometimes 10. But you have a problem with saying that you're and this also goes in to show that no fathers in the home, so the women are not able to pick men. The men that they're picked they always turn out to be duds, suckers, simps. But you can't realize that the choices that you choose, that you had to stick with them because you didn't gave them the oath. This is why they want the fathers out of the home, right? If you skip a whole step, right? All right, let's say, right? If you take out I'm gonna keep it real. The government, right? The white man, y'all, the black woman is no threat to him at all. He's stronger than y'all because he's a man. He can kill y'all anytime he want, right? The problem is with the men, because the men are able to stand up and fight for our rights, right? We're able to stand up and fight and to kill and to do these things. So in order to stop that from happening, in order to stop us from going to the physical level about a situation, you know what they're going to do? They're doing the smart thing. They're taking over our women. Our women don't even want to wear their own hair. If you married a sister that's in the 30s, she's had a lot of sexual partners. That is an L for you. A lot of them have children. That is an L for you. Right? That is keeping our people in wickedness. Right? If you want to get you a sister, if you want to marry a sister, brothers, you have to marry them while they're young and they don't have low trauma, right? Low trauma, because that's the way that the scriptures should put it. Right now, the sisters that are getting married, even if you're lucky enough to have a brother marry you, and then you want to have the nerve to try to divorce him, don't you know that the Most High is going to see you? Right? Then you have become an adulterer, and there's nothing that you can do once you make that oath, and once you get that in with that brother, or whatever the case may be. If the majority of y'all, 31%, I mean, more y'all getting divorced than being married. It says 17% married, 31% divorced. That's a lot. That's twice as many going to hell than it is getting married. And you don't divorce for nothing, because you don't want to do. You have a problem with obedience. That's the problem. Oh, I don't want to listen to my man. I don't want to do what he wants to tell me to do. But that's what the Bible says, right? It literally says in Titus 2 for you to let me see. I think it says be obedience to your husbands or something like that. Let me get that. Salakia. Let me see. I think it says something about be obedient. All right, I got it. Right, where it says this is why the main reason y'all getting divorced. It says verse 5, to be discreet, right? Our women aren't discreet. To be chaste, that means you ain't out there shaking your booty, twerking and doing all. Keepers at home, you don't want to be at home. You want to be in the white man's face at the job. Good, obedient to their husbands. Oh Lord, I don't want to obey. I don't like that word right there. I don't want to do that. But look what the scriptures say. If you don't do all them things, you don't blaspheme the word of God. But that's not what we want to hear as a people, right? You think that because you're over here, you've been powered up by the white man. Man, the white man don't put a battery in your back, and he done got you to, man, you out here thinking that you can beat up men. I've watched shows where sisters really think they're out here fighting and beating up men. Are you serious? You waiting till you 31 to get married? And if you are dumb, I hate to say this, but brother, if you are lacking in intelligence if you marry a woman that's 31 years old. By the time she's 35, she can't even have no kids. So you got 3 years to try to rush up to have kids. That's crazy. And you wonder why we're getting divorced. By that time, she's already had a career. She's already been trained up by the white. That's 30 years. That's 31 years of being trained up by the white man. Right? However many years being out by yourself, right? Not going to your father's house, to your husband's house, but to your father's house, to the college. Now you're out in the street. Now you got your own apartment. Now you done been to the club. You're doing all this stuff right here. And then you have your man lucky enough to marry him. Then you want a divorce. Man, you're not keeping the oath because we're not in no place at all to even give an oath.
And this runs deep, y'all. This runs deep. And the reason why we so good at breaking oaths. Now, just imagine if the Most High did what we did to him. And he just, because we want to be wicked, he just broke the oath with us and chose another nation. But the Most High swore an oath unto his people that we would be the children of Israel. But our man, and it goes back to the woman and the man, but especially the women. It goes all the way back to slavery. Let me show an example. All y'all heard of the Willie Lynch letter, right? You all should know about the Willie Lynch letter. All right. They were doing the same thing with the women that they're doing now, weaponizing the women against the men. But in the case, they would use the term nigger bitch. That's what they used back then in those terms, and trying to break the woman. And they would take the woman, and what they would do is they would take the man and feminize him in front of his whole family, break him in front of his whole family, and then put the woman in charge and set her equal to that man, or sometimes even above that man, to embarrass him, through a woman, because they know that the man is the head of the home. And in slavery, they would embarrass the woman like that. And again, weaponize her and plot her against her own husband so that she does not trust her husband. Because why? If you're getting your butt beat in front of a white man, in front of your kids and wife, you think your spouse is going to have that trust for you? It's going to be broken. And that's the way they did. So they do the same thing again in our time. They weaponize the women, then they throw our brothers in prisons. They kill us, they shoot us down, they do all manners of stuff in front of them. So we have no credibility, because what's the first thing a woman is always saying about a black man? They deadbeat, they ain't no good. Or when they have kids, they're always talking crazy to their kids about their father. Oh, your father ain't nothing but a good, no good, rotten this, and it's all boiled down because they didn't want to listen to the man in the first place. You see the psychology behind this stuff? So it's nothing new under the sun. They've been doing this for a long time, y'all. And
Yeah,
the heathens are extremely good at it. All right. They didn't just start weaponizing the black woman a few years ago. They did that during slavery. All right. And then we kind of had to break out of that. And it seemed like we were starting to do okay. We had Black Wall Street, and we had all these other Black Wall Streets across the civil rights came, and then they redid it. They redid the whole Willie Lynch thing all over again. All right. And now we're reliving the Willie Lynch out, but in modern day time. You know, instead of whips, what are they doing? They pushing homosexuality on us. They pushing same sex gender on us. They pushing the prisons on us. They got the gangster rap. So they got everything out there to make sure we don't hold true to these vows. That's the whole purge, y'all. That's the whole purpose, y'all. So when we talk about the forsaken vows of the modern day Israelites, man, that's an understatement to say the least. Because we are the king pit, man, for breaking vows. Right? Even though all this stuff that we went through and how the heathen set all this up, at the end of the day, we still made a decision. We still made a decision to follow these heathens, man.
That's right, man. It's wickedness.
And so I encourage you, man. Listen, you know, the audio is out there. You can get it for free. Just read the Willie Lynch letter, audio version on YouTube or whatever, and just listen to the whole. This is really short, probably like 30 minutes or less, and it talks about that. It'll blow your mind because it's the same thing that's happening right now to our people.
That's right,
man. And so, sisters, you got to understand this is no attack against you. This is to help you see what's really going on. This is to help you see that you truly have been weaponized, and unfortunately, many of our sisters don't even realize it. All right, the heathens know. Like, let's just say, okay, I'm just going to throw this out there. Let's just say every single black woman in America, like, listen to this podcast, and they were like, damn, you know, we need to change ASAP. And let's say they just changed the script. And it says, instead of beating our men down, we're going to take them. I don't care how much money I'm making. We're going to put our men above us. We're going to submit to our men, and we're going to lift them up. Y'all know what that would do to the heathen nations? We'll bring them down overnight. But the heathens know that. And so that's why they keep things the way they are. They can keep the women on welfare and keep incentivizing them with money and the number of kids you're having. But one day that's going to stop cold turkey, because I guarantee you, once the heathens realize that there's no use for our black women, they're going to drop them like cold turkey. They're no longer going to be able to be incentivized for all that stuff, because the whole purpose is to weaponize them, to destroy or to keep the Israelite man destroyed or under. They bound the strong man, y'all. That's what it means when it talks about binding the strong man. The Israelite man is the strong man that's been bound. That's why when Mashiach says, who can take a man's good unless they bind the strong man, right? Unless you tie a strong man and bind him up. We've been bound up. The brothers have been bound up and tied up. And anybody can take whatever they want to take from us. Even our own women. Try and bring it out.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 31. It has been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. Now, we know that brothers don't really put away their wives these days, but, you know, makes you understand, brother, that you can't do that, right? And you sisters that claim that you done divorced your husband, and that's only in your mind. You can't divorce a man, right? It says, but I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, right, causeth her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committeth adultery. Right? So we have to hold close to the oaths that we make in front of the Lord, right? The Lord is not playing. You don't get to marry 2 men or 3 men. You don't get to divorce, right? You don't get to just say that, you know what? All of a sudden, the no-fault divorce, I'm not happy no more. I'm not happy.
Don't work like that.
Yeah, Khan, I'm not happy. I want to leave the relationship. That's not how it works. You got children there, man. You are so selfish that you don't care about the kids. You know, like I said, like I've never seen a marriage breakup, right? That when children are involved, that the children hate the father. I've never seen that. Usually the children love the father. This is why the women uses the children as some kind of weapon, because they know how good and how much the children mean to that father. This is why they weaponize the children. It's because they know the children means a lot to the father. Right? So this is the situation that we have going on right now, that a lot of our women, they're just plain old selfish. They don't care. They just want it's all about their happiness, right? This is one thing I do notice throughout my lifetime with dealing with women, is that, you know, their happiness is exterior, right? It's hard for them to have happiness that is interior, that they can make themselves happy, right? They always, for some reason, seem to, you know, rely on a man to make them happy, right? You got to come out, pull out tricks, and, you know, you got to go places and experiences and things of that nature that you have to do being the man, right, to give that woman happiness, right? I've rarely seen, you know, a woman's happiness come from within, right? And a lot of this stuff that you can see today, especially with our people, what Brother Daniel just brought up, with a 31% divorce and a 17% marriage. That means they're divorcing twice as much as they're getting married, damn near. So what is that telling you? It's a lot of selfishness that's going on in the community. They don't care about the next generation of children. They just care about whatever the shiny toy that the heathen has made that's put in front of their face. That's what they want to go after. They want to go after this. We got all the social media now, right? Where we can just divide the family up, right? No fathers involved, no families involved. You don't know each other really, nothing. You just see something off of Instagram, and next thing you know, she may be, 50 states away, right? And then you trying to marry that. I mean, like, how can y'all build a strong bond in a family when nobody knows each other, right? You got everybody now. You're trying to just go after things that you're really not. You're not really qualified to go after, right? Back in the day, what happened? We were happy back in the day, right? People try to say that you won, but that's a damn lie. You get all these sour ass women that are trying to say that they're doggone that their grandmas and all this stuff weren't happy. Man, that's a lie. Who can tell me that every time they went around their grandma, that their grandma wasn't happy? Man, my grandma was happy. Married to married to grandpa. A lot of, a lot of grandpas, when you go over their house, they was happy and they was chilling. The families were big, right? We, that we had big dinners that we sat down on Saturdays. You know, I know a lot of you Christian Sunday, a lot of you Christians, whatever that you were Christians, a lot of y'all had, big mama's dinner. Y'all was sit down on Sundays eating, but the families were big then. Family reunions, big. Nowadays, when you hear about a family reunion, right? Not too much anymore. Yep. Right? This stuff is just gone downhill. Nobody cares about the family no more. There are no fathers involved to try to vet these men. Right? You're marrying the Pookies and the Ray Rays. And then if you get married when you're 31, then that means you're competing with 18 to 24-year-olds. You're competing with the daughters out here. The young girls of Zion.
And that's what they do.
And you complaining. You the one that raised up the Pookie and the Ray Ray. You the one that said that you didn't need no man. And then when you finally get married, all of a sudden, you might stay married 5 years, 2 to 3 years or whatever. But if you're 31, your body count up. Hey, after a while, you get the ants in the pants. Oh, he's not doing it for me no more. I don't want to listen. I don't want to obey. And boom, you out the door.
Yeah. Man, there was a video you showed. It was a while back ago. And this sister, she was and I don't know if it was fake, but man, people get on social media and they just put their whole business out there. And I've seen several of these, and this woman is crying and boo-hooing and she talking about, I'm gonna get divorced, and then she says,
I remember that one.
I just hope that the next man that I choose, will accept me. And this, I'm like, woman, you need to sit your ass down, repent. And I'm gonna show y'all something, y'all. And while we're on the subject, forsaken vows are the modern day Israelites. Now, to go even further, to show you that you cannot, once you marry sisters, you cannot divorce your husbands. Now, the only time if there's an abusive situation, you can separate. That's it. You cannot divorce your man under any circumstances. All right. So let's look at Ecclesiasticus chapter 23 and verse 22. It says, "Thus shall it go with the woman that leaves her man and brings in an heir by another." So in other words, if you're married, and we've covered this before, if you're married and you decide to divorce your husband, you got kids by this man that you divorced. All right. It says, "And brings in heir by another. For first, she has disobeyed the Torah of Elohiym, and secondly, she has trespassed against her own man. And thirdly, she has played the whore in breaking wedlock and brought children by another man." Now, we're in a much situation than this right here, because now you have women out there that got kids that's never been married for one, and that got kids by 3 different dudes. Like, how do you atone for that? Like, how can you make an atonement for that? Which man can you go to? Because now you had children by several different men. All right. It's not like you had children by just one man, and then you have that choice. You can go back. The only choice you have is to go back to that man you had the children by. But if you have children by multiple men, man, the scriptures don't even cover an atonement for that. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. All right. Verse 24, it says, she shall be brought out into the assembly and inquisition, and shall be made of her children. Her children shall not take root, nor her branches shall bring forth no fruit. That's serious, y'all. She shall leave her memory to be cursed, and her reproach shall not be blotted out. Reproach is sin. All right. It says, her reproach shall not be blotted out, and they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of Yahweh, and that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of Yahweh. And see, this is what it boils down to. So if you claiming that you keeping the commandments, and you out there and you got kids, and you looking for other dating opportunities, what makes you think the Most High is going to bless that? The only option you have, if you only got kids by that one man, your only option is to get with that brother that you divorced and marry him. That's it. You can't, marry him. You're already married to him. Regardless, you can only get back with him. All right. That is your only option, sisters. And we've gone over this so many times, but yet we got all these sisters out here. They're putting these divorce papers in. They don't want to keep the commandments, but then they're going out looking for other dudes. They're going out looking for other dating opportunities, like if the grass is going to be greener on the other side or something. It's that delusional mindset that so many of our people get entrapped in, thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. Oh, this man is going to be much better for me. Man, if you can't deal with the man that the Most High giving you, all right, but yet you don't want that, what makes you think that you're going to be happy with another? Go ahead, bring it out.
Hey, can you do me a favor though, real quick? I need you to pull up. Could you pull up Proverbs 18:22?
18:22, yeah.
18:22, and then I'll bring out the other video. All right. This is for you brothers. All right. Yeah. Well, you sisters too.
Mm-hmm. All right. You want to read it?
Right. Yeah, Khan. So it says, and I know, like, this is a famous verse, actually, right? So, like, pretty much everybody should know this verse. It says, whoso finds a woman, Salake, that instead of woman, it usually says a wife. That's what it's supposed to say, right? It says, whoso finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of Yahweh, right? Now, the thing that I want you to write there is that if you find a wife, which means that what? She is already a wife. Right? If she is already a wife, then that means what? She doesn't have the drive to try to make it in corporate America, right? So the wife doesn't want to do those things, right? So it says, whosoever finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So that way, brother, you have to know what you're looking for, right? If a woman is not a wife already, like, let's say like if you're dating a woman, right, not having sex, you're dating her, you're courting her, you're getting, she's supposed to already be doing wifely things. It's not, what I'm saying? It's not a situation where, you're dating a woman and you're saying that she's worthy for marriage, that, she doesn't want to do this and she doesn't want to do that because she feels that, I'll start doing that when I become a wife. Nah, man, that's not how it goes, right? A lot of you brothers out here, y'all getting divorced, and because these women are not allowed to hold these vows because in the beginning, their heads are in the wrong place, right? You know what I'm saying? These marriages are never going to last from the beginning because you guys are not looking for wives, right? You guys are looking for career women, corporate women, women, boss babes, you know what I'm saying? Women that are not living in their father's house. They looking for whores, things of this nature, things that are not going to profit you in the long run, stuff that's going to give you nothing but a headache, right? And then what we do, right? We glorify these women out here that have these enormous butts, these anime proportions, right? This stuff looks ridiculous, right? One baby and they're through, right? One baby and they're obese and they're overweight, and then it'll be hard for them to get back. I'm being dead serious, right? You know what I'm saying?
It's not funny, but it is. Yeah.
Right, your brother talking about, oh, thick. No, man. When you look at the old times, you see the sisters that was out there in the fields and doing their stuff. Them sisters was not built like that. You know what I mean? They were they were slim, trim, and in shape, and they were feminine. Even back in the slave days, you didn't have no sisters out here getting big on you. I mean, nowadays, man, the sisters damn near weigh just as much as you. That's why they feel like they can get in your face and try to fight you. Oh. I mean, come on, it says you have to find a wife. You find a good thing. These are women that are, naturally like wearing dresses, right? Naturally demure, right? Naturally good at taking instructions. Naturally good at doggone bringing down your temper if you're mad. Offsetting it, right? If you look at it, right, the real women with that whole true respect, you don't never see them arguing with no man. You don't see them doing that. You know what I'm saying? When they come in the room, it's yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Right, your old grandma, right? Look at your old, your grandma, right? Especially if you were my age. Man, your grandma, I never seen my grandma raise her voice. Never. Everybody always respected grandma. Grandma wasn't twerking in the club. She wasn't no hoe. Everybody had respect for grandma. That's the situation it is. If grandma had something to say, you would listen because she'll be able, because she wasn't a loud person that, she had her husband there, right? She would be able to impart wisdom upon you. Nowadays, you don't have that. Right? You go out on a date with a woman, and all of a sudden she's talking about all the degrees she got and what this and whatever, and y'all think that that's an option. That's not an option, right? Brothers, now this is why we're the lowest married, because now we got what? Y'all sisters constantly bragging about how much college y'all got. But then on the back end, y'all talking about no man don't want y'all. That's why. We got to get back to the commandments. A wife is not a person that's out there working for the white man, helping the white man grow his, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man, that's not, how are we going to grow our own community if nobody's home teaching the children? Man, you got them going to the schools, reading about homosexuality, coming home, and now their children are getting these wild ideas in their head about, they can talk back. Man, this generation here, I've never seen the amount of disrespect for the parents in this generation. It's freaking it's madness.
What's crazy on that note? It's like the blueprint for a righteous woman is Proverbs 31. All right, now that chapter has pretty much completely gone out the door in the U.S. And again, this is why we bringing out the things that we're bringing out. Yep. She's hitting it on point. In this age and time, the grandmas are in their 40s. Big mama's been long gone. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And it's crazy. It's so profound because I've met some mid 40-year-old women, and they got grandkids already. I work with. There's some at the workplace. Man, it's crazy. Man. Yeah.
Let me bring this out, right? You know, talking about, well, just going back on what Brother Daniel was talking about, he was saying that, you know, and then the sisters that are divorcing the men, man, they're coming up with the most stupidest reasons ever. Hey, just it's like I always say, right? We work to make it to the golden years. You know, you're not going to be a lawyer, you know, when you're 60 or 70 years old. You're not going to want to do that, fighting cases, and that's not what you want to do. You want to sit back and enjoy your grandkids and chill out. You know, so women aren't built for these types of things. You can see this as the society in our community has completely gone downhill. You can literally see it happening. But yet we still want to strive for the same folly year after year after year as it continues to destroy our community. Let me show this wicked ass woman up in here. Salakia. Here we go. I know y'all seen this before, but you know, I'm gonna prove it again, right? Like these are the you know, a year ago today, I was now my ex, I got divorced, right? But this is another brother that did marry a wife, right? He married a woman that wanted to be a corporate American that did not understand her role. This is why we need the commandments.
I know this was the best decision for the both of us. And I know, like, it may not seem like it right now, but
Yeah, never.
this is gonna be like the best decision for the both of us, and we're gonna be so much happier because we're gonna find the person who's meant to be.
Now I want to say something, right? She's talking about we are going to be so much happier, right? Which is a lie because her husband did not want to get divorced. She's the one that pushed for the divorce, right? She says that she thinks that she's going to be happier, but I guarantee you, right, with all them children that she got, that she is going to be disappointed on the back end.
And I'm not hurt, and I'm more so sad about how my kids gonna handle it. Because I know they love their dad.
Didn't I tell you that earlier? A lot of these divorces, I haven't seen one yet where the kids don't love the dad. It's always the mother, right? It's always the woman that seems to get you know, ants in the pants or something going on where she can't stick with the husband. And she decides of her selfishness that she's going to remove herself from the home and rob the children of a father and raise them up with her stupidity and create more nigglets to destroy society and have these heathen continue to look down upon her.
I have faith that it's gonna work out, and everybody, including my kids, are gonna be so happy. And whoever decides they want to spend the rest of their life with me and treat me with respect and loyalty,
Delusional, man.
that they gonna love my kids, and my kids gonna love them too.
Yeah, that's enough of that, man.
Yeah,
Delusional.
man. Hey, right, you see the so she's gonna bring her own kids and expect another man to love them. Hey, man, they already got a daddy to love them.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is why the scriptures even says that if you were to get married and you were to be widowed, right? Okay, let's say if you were married and you became a widow, but you had children, you're not allowed to remarry because the father of that children has already been established.
Yep.
You're not allowed to marry if you're a widow. That's what, unless you did not have children. That is the only way that you're allowed to remarry. And guess what? Right? Once you're married in that family pretty much keeps you. You just go to the brother. Right? That's biblical for you. Right? That's the will of the Most High. That's not the will of Aitan or the will of Brother Daniel. That's the will of the Most High.
That's right.
Khan. Yep. That's right, sis. You know, I seen Tia Mary, the same one, talking about some she had graduated from you know what I'm saying, she graduated from her divorce with her husband. Now she out here and everybody, they don't care. They just want to like women, what they do, they have a they get it mistaken. All men, they gonna want to have sex with you. It don't matter about that, right? Men are gonna want to have sex with women, right? That's just the bottom line. And they get that confused with wanting to marry them, right? They get that confused with the man that's going to want to marry them. Sex and marriage, that's two different things, right? If a man can doggone get the milk without buying a cow, you know he gonna do it. But the problem is, right, with this new society that we have, this sexual liberation movement, that it has tricked the women to say, you know what, I want to I don't care about the value of myself anymore, right? It's tricked you into believing that valuing yourself is more. Like I'm gonna give up more of myself, right? I'm gonna let people see more of my body, and this is what's going to value me. But instead, in every other metric of life, what's less is more. The less you keep the dollar out of the circulation of the economy, the more the dollar is valued. The less somebody is covered up, the more valuable it is, because guess what? It is not for everybody. When they make an AP watch, you only get 10,000 or 50,000 of them made, right? It's because less that you see, the more valuable it is. If you had like 1 million AP watches get made and all of these different other, expensive things, and you had them 1 million, everybody could get one, it's not valuable, right? But for some reason, right, the our women have been tricked into believing that, you know what, instead of saving myself for one man, right, that you don't think that I want to have experiences with another, I want to let everybody taste the wine. I want to let everybody drink the drink. Man, that's just like picking up a sandwich off the floor that doggone somebody else ate off of, and then you're going to take a bite of it too. And you wicked niggas that go behind them. If you know that woman has been around the block, if you know the, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, why these wicked niggas going to continue to go behind this woman? Because the milk is free.
And this is why marriage is why marriage is no longer necessary amongst our people, because they're doing it anyway. Right? Why go to the marriage someone? Why do that when you can go out and just get all the milk and cream that you can get? And people, man, like we live. I'm gonna tell you something. We live in a ultra hyper sexual society right now. Everything is sexualized through the music, through social media, through the networks. It's crazy, y'all. It's we live in this hyper sexual extremist this world where our people are just going crazy, and a lot of it is the food, the stuff they putting in the food, all these hormones.
Con, I want to say something back on this too. You can see that girl Tia Myra. She wants to go back to her husband. She talking about something that she divorced a good man that didn't do nothing to her, and all, because she knows that was stupid. Now she got out here, see, there's nothing but Pookies and Ray Rays that just want to have sex with her, and they don't want to marry her, or they don't want to take her on dates, or they don't want to do any of that, right? It's just like the sister says, she wants to go back, right? She really does want to go back, but the problem is she done put her foot in her mouth, saying all that crazy stuff and all else, and so really she's worried about the public opinion if she decides to, if she can swallow her pride to get back to her husband, which is something that she should do. But that's the problem. That's why she's not going back. She knows there's nothing out here. You know what I'm saying? And her husband should not take her back, because she's been on a couple of dates and probably gave her the cheeks a couple of times. So I'm not doing that, man. Let her die out here in her wickedness. Right? I'm telling you, sisters, right? If you read Isaiah 7:1, 4:1, it has a whole thing about it. It has a whole thing about independent women doing their own thing, got their own clothes and all this other stuff. But the judgment is going to come with fire and judgment. That's what's going to happen. The men are not going to be taking women that are wicked as hell, and it's going to give them problems. Because if they're men that's keeping the commandments, the wisdom in them is not going to allow them to accept women like that. So what do you got to think? They're going to get destroyed. So for the very few sisters that are out here that have wisdom and that can understand what the words of Daniel, brother Daniel, and myself are teaching y'all, hey, man, stay married to your husbands, right? If you're not married, right, keep your legs closed and, do what you're supposed to. We don't want to see y'all destroyed out here. We don't want to see y'all. We want as many people as possible to get the kingdom. But the way it is right now, the forsaken vows, right? That's all y'all doing out there. Even brothers, right? Without the fathers in the home, other like the sons and the daughters, they don't learn what it is to keep your word, right? Man, they can just talk about they'll pay a brother back or this, that, and the third, and they don't do it, right? They don't have any clue about the gravity of what your word means. They just say whatever comes to their mind. You know why? Because they're raised up in the house with women that think with their emotions. They just say whatever. Right? You know what I'm saying? That's why they have all this crazy stuff nowadays where you can just be like, they're having a problem where they can't tell you what a woman is and him, her, they, them. And there's a difference between this all stems from just absolute stupidity with no man in the home. If you have fathers in the home is not going to allow this kind of him, her, they, them stuff. All these idiots that are out there saying this stuff comes from single mother homes, including the heathen. I'm talking about including the heathen. Fathers ain't allowing that stuff.
That's right.
Real men are not allowing that stuff. Go ahead, up.
Hey, I couldn't say it any better. But bottom line, Sherelle, this thing is serious, man. These vows, when are we gonna start taking this like seriously? I mean, seriously. Forsaken vows are the modern day Israelites. All right. And this is not only dealing with marriage, but our commitment to the Most High, keeping these commandments. And this is why we're in the situation we are in now. And this is why we read Jubilees when we do our Shabbat lessons, to remind our people that these vows, and that right there goes to show you, if we can't keep the commandments, man, what makes us think that we're going to be able to keep the marriage vows to stay married? And this is why the marriage rate has tremendously gone down to 16% less than 16% in the so-called black community. That is a damn shame.
That's right.
And the single household has risen by almost 80% now. All praises.
That's right. Sister 7-4, you need to be out here teaching these young women to obey their husbands.
That's right.
And stay married, right? And and things and to keep their legs closed and things of that nature. Right? You know what I'm saying? You sound like you got anyone that shouts at their husband, it sounds like you really respect them and things of that nature. That's good to know, right? That's holy. All praises to the Most High, right?
Yeah.
So the rest of you sisters, y'all got to get on the same page. Go ahead,
Yep. No. All praises. And you don't find too many of our people that's been married that long at all. Right? And again, like, our people are not even bothering to get married no more. I mean, that's pretty much going out the door. Oh man. But hey,
yeah, you don't have to get the government married. You don't have to get, like, everything that we're doing. It don't mean a damn thing to the government. This is before the ears and the eyes, right, and the presence of the Most High God.
That's right.
Right. That's it, right? You don't have to become legally married or whatever the case may be. Man, you can go to the church, or you can have, if you're in Brother Daniel's area or my area or whatever the case may be. Hey, we don't have no problem getting marrying y'all.
Yeah.
Before
the only thing with that, the only thing with that, which is crazy because we are in the heathen's captivity. Like, if you got a job that has a lot of good benefits and everything, unfortunately, you have to have that in writing. You know what I'm saying, to get those benefits, but. Outside of that, no, you don't have to go through a court system to get married. All right. Once you marry and make an oath before the eyes of the Almighty, that's settled. It's done. Even if you sleep with a woman, you consider married.
You see the sister, she was married for 26 years and she looks like that. Now that means 9 times out of 10 she got married young, right? In her 20s, right? Which means that's why she has a long marriage to stay long for that long. That's just like proof in the pudding right there, right? You don't see right. You don't see marriages lasting long when brothers are marrying old women.
No.
Right. And I'm not mean, and I mean like past marrying age, right? That's what I mean. Like, when I say old for a sister, I just mean like, past marrying age.
Bro, you got women out here at 60 years old and older, man, out here trying to holler at dudes.
Yeah, it's wicked, man. You online, you trying to wear skimpy get-ups and tight dresses and stuff like that. Man, that's wicked as hell.
Yeah.
You out here competing with the younger sisters and stuff. This man, this stuff is all. I want me a young one.
60-year-old woman, 60-year-old and older, man, out there hustling. Probably
yeah, man, with the young brothers.
Probably gonna have already by now at 60, man. Probably gonna have like a 500,000 body count.
You know what I mean? This stuff is crazy.
But yeah, we just wanted to bring you. In there. We apologize again for earlier. We really thought we were on live and we were sitting there teaching. I think we were teaching for like almost an hour.
Right.
Before we realized, yeah. So I don't have anything else. We're gonna just, I'm gonna say what I got for the next lesson, and we'll let you all get back to your Shabbat.
We're doing Giants next lesson.
Yeah, something like that. But don't give out the big secrets yet. I'll be a surprise to them.
Right. Hey, you know what?
Don't give all the goods.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Vivica Fox, right? Looking like a swole up hamster. That is.
Damn. She said swole up hamster.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, you gotta see how she looks nowadays, man. That thing is, it's wild, right? And she out here talking about
who that is, man.
Vivica Fox. Hold on, man. Man. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, like y'all gotta excuse me, man. I don't keep up with the pop culture as much, so I don't know.
You know who this woman is. I guarantee you know who this woman is. I mean, you probably just don't know her by name.
Maybe if I see the picture of her.
I'm about to bring her up to you so you can see her. All right. That's Vivica Fox right there.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you don't? Yeah. Okay. Well, you don't know from the younger days. This is from her younger days right here.
What did she play on? Like, was there a certain show she played on?
Set It Off. You remember Set It Off?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the old girl that was in there. Yeah,
if you would have said that, I wouldn't have recognized her, man.
Right. So, like, now, like the brother, like the brother was saying in the comment. Now she's 60, right? Talking about finally after all the dingling she done passed through. Right, after all the trauma and all the man hate that she preaches about on that stupid ass show called The View, right? Now she's talking about she's ready to settle down for a man, right? I mean, like, look at the history that you built, the built up over the time, right? Yeah, old muscle head, right? Who is going to want to give her a chance, knowing that every fight you're gonna have, like, she not gonna listen, she want to do what she want to do. This is what I'm saying. This is why we see that even at this age, she still requires in her, this is how God made us, right? These are things that we can't get away from. God made us like this, right? A woman requires a man. This is the way that God made you, right? Your body is built for a man to put seed into it. You're built literally for a man. You're not built for yourself. You're built for children, which means what? You're built for a man. You have to be with a man. You really can't even get your sins forgiven unless you're with a man. If you want to get 100 with it, the Most High made it like this for a reason. But y'all gonna let these heathens convince y'all all the way to the lake of fire. That's what's gonna happen, right? Because the heathens are gonna convince y'all to go to the lake of fire. Sad as it is, right? Sad as it is. Somebody gonna be like, Vivica Fox out here, 60 years old, trying to wear these dresses. This is wicked.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do that stuff, man. They get to that age, and they just think they're young again.
I don't know, man. It's absolutely, absolute wickedness. Come on, Israel. We got to do better, right? We got to do better. How do we have twice as many divorces as we do marriages? I don't know.
Oh man, let this cup pass, man. Goodness.
That's right. Con. Oh well.
All right, Israel. Yeah, Sherelle, we're gonna let y'all get back to your Shabbat, and we got a new moon coming up soon, July 7th at sunset. So I'll be back in California. Pray for me. I'll be on the roads next week. So, yep, heading back to Cali.
Wish them Godspeed, Israel.
Yeah. So with that being said, Yashrael, we're gonna bid you a hearty Shabbat Shalom
and stay strong.